I was recently tagged in a comment in a discussion on the Magicians Only page on Facebook, where they're discussing people who expose magic online. Now, I quickly responded to the comment because what he did was throw me onto the same list as people who expose magic. And as most of you know who watch this channel, I'm a very, very loud and vocal activist against exposure. In fact, it's one of the main reasons this channel exists. In a nutshell, so much of my material is pirated or shared by these exposure channels. Tricks like my Acme Hole, my Salter AirPods, basically any trick that I create that's somewhat visual in some way, it ends up on these exposure channels. I got so fed up of it happening so often that I thought the only way to fight these people is to take their power away. This is what would happen. I would show someone a piece of magic. Maybe I would perform it on Instagram, or I would do it online or in person at a convention. Few days later, a few weeks later, it pops up on some random person's reel or TikTok video. They show the method. The video is targeted in short form directly to lay people. They get millions of subscribers, loads of money, and then to make it worse, they teach it wrong. So I thought I would take the power away and ethically, consciously, and with my own permission, teach my own material and do it in a way that was right. Teach my own material, never expose other people's. Then teach it in long form content, because long form is boring, and if you're not into magic, it's very hard to get through my videos. I know that if I made my videos all shorts and all reels and I aimed them at lay audiences and made them flashy and showed the method first, I'd get millions of subscribers, millions of views and loads of money. Or I probably would, right? But I'm not interested in that. I want to make magic as an art form better for other people. But it's really difficult for us as magicians to try and fight and combat these people who make magic a worse place if we don't even understand the fight we're in. And what I mean by that is this. There's a big difference between exposure and education. If I am an author and I choose to read my book out loud, that's not me exposing or pirating my own material. That's just ownership. If I make a movie and I put that movie on YouTube, I'm not pirating that movie. That's just me making a creative choice on how to share my own art. And it's the same with magic. Exposure, to be clear, is when somebody, and regardless of the platform, whether it's in a book or on a short form video, exposure is when somebody takes another magician's work and teaches it without that magician's permission. That's it. That's what exposure is. It's made worse when it's targeted to lay people, to the general public, by making quick, snappy, flashy videos that are designed to sucker them in, get their attention, make that money, and book them out the door. And education, again, regardless of the platform, whether it's in a book, or whether it's on a video, or whether it's in person at a lecture, education is someone who takes their own material, or ethically sourced material, meaning they've got consent from the creator, and then teaches that material themselves. And they teach it in a way which is designed to actually make the person on the other side of the lesson a better magician. I am an educator of magic. I don't expose other people's material. And before anyone comes in here and says, well, actually, Lloyd, I've seen you teach a double lift on here before, I think you'll find that those sleights and those basic foundational elements of magic that I share as just the cornerstones of the lesson that I give are public domain. YouTube is the modern day library. Don't try to fucking argue it. Don't try and say that it's not. Incredible magicians that have Las Vegas shows like Shin Lim literally say it. They got their start off YouTube. I love the library. Me and my kids go to the library. But we are in the mass minority because it's 2026. You're not going to get people going to the library to learn magic tricks. And if they are, you find yourself a step behind the curve because it's a much faster way to learn from a visual art form than it is a book. And I know there's this archaic mindset in magic that if you don't learn it from a book or if you don't pay for it, then it's unethical. And that's such, I want to take the piss out of those people, but I just think it's actually a lack of education that's got them stuck in that little Mobius strip of being incorrect about how magic should be taught and learned. And here's the funny thing. Tim Cook made an amazing point years ago, which was one of the best ways to combat pirates in music was to make the process of attaining that music easier and more fun than pirating it. If you ever did pirating, when I was a teenager, I used to pirate songs on Napster. You'd have to go through this big rigmarole of trying to get it and download it and stuff. And I was an idiot. I shouldn't have done it. As soon as iTunes came out, 79 cents or 79p in the UK, one click, beautiful interface, all stored. It was fun to use. No more pirating. Theory 11 had a great initiative many, many moons back, which was they'd release a new download, and then on a Friday night they'd have a contest, which was who could make the funniest fake tutorial exposure video and post it on YouTube. And they'd get hundreds of videos flooding YouTube of loads of fake methods for that one trick, making it just too difficult to find the real method amongst it all, meaning people couldn't just easily learn it. Very, very clever way of doing it. For me, personally, my approach was to take the power away from those people that are damaging magic by exposing it. And the frustrating thing is, the people that don't understand the difference between exposure and education are only making the fight back against those people exposing magic that much more difficult, because their mindset is 20 years in the past and they haven't caught up with the fight yet. If you don't understand an argument, you can't win an argument. And the only way we're going to win this argument or this war against people exposing magic is for all of us to understand what the argument is, and then we can put a plan together to fight back. So my tiny contribution to this war against exposure, you look at like Andy Gladwin, who's just gone to the Tribeca Film Festival with his documentary Stealing Magic, shining a light on how abhorrent people who pirate magic is. You look at Theory 11 and their videos that were designed to just flood YouTube with fake methods. You look at all these people that are doing things to try and stop the exposure, to stop the pirates. My tiny contribution is to ethically teach people right. There was a skate video years ago. It was called Teach Them Well. And I always remember the name. And in this scenario, this is what I've thought since day one. Teach them well. If people are going to steal my work and they're going to try and cram it down the throats of lay people and then end up doing it wrong, unless I just disappear into a hole and never create magic and share it again, which I just cannot do, it's in my guts. Then if I can't stop them from doing that, then the next best thing I can do is to take that power away and teach them well. If one way or another people are going to learn my secrets, they may as well learn it from the source. And one more thing, and I think if you've been a long-time subscriber, and I'm really thankful in a way, I do like seeing these comments and people that say, this should have been a product, you should have taught this. A big reason why I give so much of my material away for free is that I'm so sick to death of magic being so corporate. People think that any like half-baked or terrible idea, or worse, stolen idea, they think they need to monetize it or that it should be monetized. And that to me is just absolutely abhorrent. Like, I can't even, it makes me sick. I was metaphorically milked like a cow at one magic company. You just put out every idea I had, and when I was done from it and I could walk away with my head held high, I decided to give back. And I decided to just teach as much as I could for free and show people that, and I don't mean this in like an arrogant way, but like good, like even good ideas don't have to be monetized. So this is why my channel exists, to like make a stand against this crazy corporate mindset that's like taken a grip of magic. And also to teach them well, to teach people ethically and with consent from the creator. And to make one final point, I know I have a magic brand, fourthfloor.tv. I sell, I think, 3 of my own magic products on there, and I do have a catalogue of magic products out in the wild, so I know that I have played a part in this corporation game in magic. But I've said this since the very beginning of my channel. Anything that I can give away and teach you guys for free to help you become better magicians, it's going on YouTube. There are certain things that are probably too good to be on YouTube that could end up being discovered by lay people. That goes on to the Fourth Floor Labs, which is my membership, just to sort of keep it as a barrier and also to give my biggest supporters something that's exclusive to them. And then for anything else that can't be given away for free, for example, like a physical prop, like the vanishing elephant, if I was Santa Claus and I had $10 million in the bank, I guarantee you I would find a way to give you all, whoever wanted one, a vanishing elephant or whatever it's going to be. But I literally cannot teleport materials through the screen. That's why there are hundreds and hundreds of tutorials on my channel of things you can make at home for free. Even in my lecture, right? A big point of making my lecture is this. I'm so sick of magicians going and giving lectures that are basically dealer demonstrations. And a dealer demonstration or a lecture, a dealer dem, is when a magician rocks up, they perform 10 products that they have on them to buy, they sort of tell you the method, and then they say, but the only way you can do it is to buy the gimmick. I think those are the worst lectures in the world. when people see my lecture, they can do every single trick there and then at the end of the lecture. And I've only recently added in the vanishing elephant because I'm really proud of it. But for the most part, and for the last few years, every element of my lecture is something you can immediately go off and perform, because I really hate this whole corporate mindset in magic. Anyway, I just got a little bit riled up. I read that comment. I was like, what the fuck? Why are you throwing me in with the people who are damaging magic when I work so tirelessly and so hard to fight against those exact people? Like I said, it's like calling the author of the book a pirate for reading his own material out loud. If there's one thing you can do to help all of us in magic from this video, is that when you do see people incorrectly labeling people as exposers or pirates and thieves, when it's creators like myself teaching their own material out there for free ethically, then maybe jump in and be like, yo, come on, if we don't understand the argument between the difference of education and exposure, we can never win the war.